Okay, jobs.
Breaking news. UK unemployment rose to 5% in the 3 months to September, from 4.8% in the previous quarter. This is the highest level since the pandemic by COVID-19.
Is anyone shocked, really, that unemployment is skyrocketing under this current government? So, since they've been in power, thousands and thousands of jobs have been lost.
And this can mean that people who want to work and are searching for jobs may soon find that there is not a job available for them.
I spent 2.5 years of my life searching for a job.
Smash the Gangs was just like talk. It was just mouth and no action. And same goes for creating jobs for young people. Because where are they? Where are the jobs? Huh?
I literally just got rejected from a job for being unemployed.
I hate when people ask me, what's your dream job? Buddy, my dream job is to be unemployed.
This picture showcases the feeling of getting a job in 2025.
Now, between July last year and April this year, 309,000 limited companies closed. Small businesses just could not front it anymore, especially with the rent going up.
This is exactly the reason why I'm so sick and tired of living in this country, for this exact reason.
If you have a job, just keep it. I've been a recruiter for the last 5 years, and this one advice I can give you, just keep your job for now.
1.2 million students applying to 17,000 roles. What the fuck?
I fucking hate this country, mate. I hate it.
My life, the UK job market is cooked.
Welcome back to Broken Britain, where we say what real people are feeling, not what politicians wish we'd say. Today we're talking about something everyone feels, but no one in power wants to admit. The UK job market is completely cooked. Unemployment has climbed to 5%, applications are getting rejected left, right and centre, and even people with degrees, experience and perfect CVs can't catch a break. You've got thousands of people applying for one basic admin job, internships demanding 5 years of experience, and companies offering wages so low they should be illegal. Brits aren't being picky. There simply aren't enough stable jobs, and the ones that do exist are low-paid, temporary, or already gone before you hit submit. So hit that subscribe button, because today on Brit Rants, we're asking the real question. How did a country full of hard-working people end up with a job market where even the qualified can't survive?
Okay, jobs. Investment analyst. Whoa, that's low results. Okay, this looks good. You can start with this. Okay, just gonna send off my CV. Perfect. Right. 3 applications done. Good for today. What have we got here then? Oh, 3 responses. Oh, they've offered me the job on the spot. No way, that can't be. Nicely done. 1,500 applications sent. Got a few replies. Okay. Hi Nathaniel, unfortunately your skills do not match our requirements. It was an entry-level job. Wait, how many years did it have? It's got on the application. Entry-level job with 7 years of experience. That makes sense.
If you have a job, just keep it. I've been a recruiter for the last 5 years, and this one advice I can give you, just keep your job for now. It's wild out there. Of course, if it's costing you mental health and you're on the verge of a mental breakdown, maybe reconsider. But just keep your job for now if you can. Chances of you find another one are slim, and it's not your fault. Because companies don't know what they want either. Good luck. And yeah, this especially applies if you're based in the UK.
1.2 million students applying to 17,000 roles. What the fuck is going on, guys? What happened to the job market? They promised us that we'd get better jobs if we go to university and then graduate. But no, instead AI is just fucking replacing every single job there is, alright? Like, I am so done with LinkedIn. The amount of bullshit that I go through on the For You page, like, is insane. The amount of job posting as well. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm just applying to, like, ghost job posting. It doesn't even feel real most of the time. I don't know, maybe Sprout will work. I'll just swipe and apply to jobs, like, instantly. To summarize, this job market is cooked.
Is redundancy really as bad as it seems? Now, this morning, I accepted an offer for voluntary redundancy, and in the current job market in the UK, that might seem like a bonkers decision. However, I work in telecoms, and in September 24, I was put at risk of redundancy and I made it through by the skin of my teeth. Fast forward a few months to June 25, the company is making some further changes and they offered out voluntary redundancy to any of those interested before they move on to compulsory. So rather than wait it out, I decided to apply for the voluntary redundancy. And yesterday it got accepted and I signed and sealed and delivered the paperwork this morning. And for me, it was very bittersweet. I like my role and I like the company I work for. However, I work in telecoms and over the last 18 months, there's been so many restructures, so many redundancies, so many acquisitions and mergers that I knew this was coming. And I barely made it through the redundancies of last year. I don't think I'll make it through this time. So instead, I just opted for voluntary. But it's not all doom and gloom. As much as I like the role and I like the company, I'm looking forward to the next challenge. You have to remember, when your role is made redundant, it is your role that is made redundant, not you. You can be a top-notch employee, you could have been the best performer, and you could still be made redundant anyway. So don't take it personal. It is not a reflection on you. It is the company preserving the company. So if you're currently going through a redundancy process, don't take it personal. Remember, it is not about you, it's about the company. Keep your chin up, keep applying. Things will work out for you in the end.
Hey, I was wondering if I can get a job here. Sure, we'd love to have you. Great, don't you need my ID or something? Nah, don't be silly, pal. I'll see you on Monday, though. Hey, I'd like to apply to your entry-level job that pays absolutely nothing, and I have 10 years of experience. On top of that, I've got my master's and bachelor's I've worked very hard for. But if you have any doubts, I've got references available from 10 people. Would you like to see them? Okay, let me see. How'd you explain that career gap 7 years ago?
I literally just got rejected from a job for being unemployed. This recruiter called me up. And he was saying he's looking at my CV, he's looking at my employment history, everything looks nice. And he asked me if I'm working anywhere at the moment. And I say, no, I'm, just graduated uni, been looking for a job. And I felt him lean back through the phone. And he just kind of went, you see, we're not really looking for anyone who's not in a job right now. And I was a bit dumbstruck, of course, because surely, you've gone out of your way to call me. You've looked at my CV. You see, I'm not in a job. And you're a recruiter. What do you mean you can't hire me because I'm unemployed?
A couple of months ago, I did a video about the unemployment figures and how they were rising. It was at 4.7%, and experts were saying that 1 in 4 employers were planning on making redundancies in the fourth quarter of this year, and here we are. And unemployment is at 5%. Now, between July last year and April this year, 309,000 limited companies closed, and that was due to multiple things. The hike in employers' national insurance, the cut in business rates relief, the hike in the minimum wage. Small businesses just could not front it anymore, especially with the rent going up, the electric going up, all your water rates going up. And the only way that you can pay for those things is by putting up your prices. And it was only a couple of months ago where Starmer said, yes, unemployment is at a high, but so is employment. Now that we're really starting to see that employment is stagnating, not only because everything's going up because of AI as well, there's not only people unemployed, but there's less jobs, at the same time as Labour are declaring they want to put people back into work. Make that make fucking sense. 5% unemployment. AI is absolutely murdering jobs. We knew that the cut in business rates relief, the employers' national insurance and the minimum wage going up all in one great big bundle at the same time was going to hurt employers, especially small and medium-sized, but they did it anyway. I would imagine that this next budget will do zero to help unemployment, because now we know for an absolute fact that the last budget did zero to help employment.
My life, the UK job market is cooked. How can I send an apply at 4:33 right there, 32 right there, when no one is at their jobs, everyone is going home, having some time off, and then at 17:11, I get, thank you for the application, but you weren't successful. I think I have to be either the worst candidate in their life that they saw, or I don't know. This has to be some record timing. I'm going to put this on a speed run for having the fastest time just denied from a fucking job. But holy shit. I just want to have a job, and I get record time speed run denied. I guess I'll just have to stay unemployed and play Overwatch.
Is anyone shocked, really, that unemployment is skyrocketing under this current government? So, since they've been in power, thousands and thousands of jobs have been lost. Okay, industries are struggling, businesses are closing down. You've probably seen lots closing on your local high streets. And the so-called creators, the job creators, are packing up and leaving. Who can blame them, really? Plus, the youth unemployment is through the roof. Skilled workers are finding it even harder to get back into the workforce. Meanwhile, pensions and benefits and household incomes are being squeezed. While promises from the government turn out to be just that, don't they? Just empty words on paper. And yeah, what are Labour doing about it? I'll tell you what they're doing. They're blaming the previous government. Yep, that's what they do. And they're running more schemes that don't create real jobs. So this is the reality. Unemployment is absolutely climbing, okay? Families are worried. Confidence in the economy is absolutely tanking. So here's the question for you. If jobs are disappearing faster than ever, how is anyone supposed to thrive under this government? That's just my thoughts. Let me know yours. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Bring back Ali G. Please, bring back Ali G, because he would do a much better job than Keir Starmer. So would Mr. Poppy from the Nativity movies, so would Neil from The Inbetweeners, Mr. Bean, Shrek, Mr. Collins from Pride and Prejudice, Bran the Useless from Game of Thrones. I'm starting to run out of comparisons off the top of my head now, but you get the idea, right? This government has been in power for a year and a half, and they have done fuck all. Smash the Gangs was just like talk. It was just mouth and no action. And same goes for creating jobs for young people. Because where are they? Where are the jobs? Huh? Where are they? I can't see them. And don't even talk to me about the rise in crime. And no, I don't mean stealing a Heinz baked bean can from Sainsbury's. I mean stabbings. Actual stabbings. It's a joke. Obviously, there's always been, staunch supporters for each party. Whether that's Labour, whether that's Tory, and whether that's Reform now. But I think it says quite a lot when, Labour still managed to piss off everybody. I mean, the people that were already opposing Labour are already going to be pissed off, right? But it says a lot when the people that voted for Labour are pissed off by their actions, by the fact that they've done bugger all. Now, I've never been one to disclose my political stance. I tend to be quite private about that. But I wouldn't really say any party is doing themselves any favours at the moment. There's no centre politics. There's no common sense politics either. So I don't know where I stand, to be honest. But all I know is that I want to feel safe in my own country, and Labour is not doing that for me. Now, some people support parties based on the fact that their families always supported the party, whereas you also get some people that are in a certain circumstance. So say they have a disabled kid or something like that. So I never like to judge people based on who they, lean towards in terms of their political stance. So I don't judge anybody. If there's any Labour supporters watching this, that's completely fine. If there's any Tory supporters, even dare I say Reform supporters, fine, At the end of the day, we all have our reasons for voting who we vote for. So I'm very neutral and non-judgmental. But I just wanted to make my point across about how I feel about.
I actually hate the job market, bro. First off, why am I going on Indeed and ask for jobs near me? And they go,
yeah, we got some in Scotland, London, everywhere else but you.
Okay. I'm looking for part-time, full-time. Yeah, we got
manager jobs, only for Christmas.
Okay. And then they're like, we want a 17-year-old with
30 years experience.
I just want to shoot myself, bro.
Breaking news. UK unemployment rose to 5% in the 3 months to September from 4.8% in the previous quarter. This is the highest level since the pandemic by COVID-19. The number of payroll employees also fell by 32,000. Someone has said, I could tell. The amount of redundancies I've been hearing about is crazy. Just this week alone, I've had friends tell me that they've been made redundant. I'm someone who is a careers coach myself, and I'm honestly struggling to advise people because the thing is that you can do the best CVs that you absolutely want to, but when so many people are chasing so few available jobs, it is going to be difficult. A sluggishly growing economy combined with companies hoping that generative AI can replace employees has created a perfect storm. If you've been made redundant, here's some advice. Know your rights in terms of notice period and if you're entitled to redundancy pay. Additionally, check online. The government offers free training courses and some universities also open courses that might allow you to retrain into other fields. And finally, manage your budget. Make sure you check that you're spending on what you need to. Try build up an emergency fund or use your emergency fund if you have one. But most of all, lean on each other. Lean on your friends, family, community. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Britain's unemployment rate has risen above 5%, the highest level in more than 4 years. Nearly 1.8 million people are looking for work, the highest since the COVID pandemic. Long-term unemployment is also rising, with more than a quarter of those out of work failing to find a job for every year.
This is exactly the reason why I'm so sick and tired of living in this country. For this exact reason. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comment section down below.
So things are not looking good for the UK, bruv. The ONS published its figures for unemployment this morning and it's at 5%. The highest it's been since November 2020. And for those of us who remember the November 2020 period, this was peak COVID. There were challenges in the job market. People weren't hiring. There was a lot of uncertainty. And right now, it should have been better 5 years later. The government should have had better policies. There should have been a lot more processes in place to make sure that people are working. Just last month, we've had 180,000 people come off the payroll. You know how much impact this has on the economy? The fewer people working, fewer taxes there are. And Chancellor, our great Chancellor, who's now going to be introducing a budget next month, is likely going to increase taxes, breaking her manifesto pledges. How are we meant to live like this? Bills are up, groceries are up, you can't find a house anymore, bills are going through the roof. It's ridiculous. The Bank of England says the unemployment rate, by the way, is going to stay like this for the next few years.
Someone tell me and explain to me what is going on with the job market recently, because why am I getting off a call interview, right? So we're on the phone, she's asking me all these questions, finding out about me, finding out about my experiences. She was asking me questions, she wanted to hear a story from me, but whatever, fine, cool. She's asking me these questions, right? I'm answering, and then she goes, hey, but do you have experience in this thing, right? And I'm like, no. But on the job advert, they said they are more than happy to accept applicants without that thing, right? Experience in that. And I was like, cool, right, whatever. But the moment I said, I don't have experience in that thing, the whole tone of the conversation changed. Like, she knew, I knew that this whole thing that we're going through right now is a waste of time. I'm going to get rejected either way. Right? That's what I'm trying to get at here. But also tell me why, right? Tell me why, right? We went through this whole formality, blah, 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 blah. Then I go to her, hey, so what's the next step in this recruitment process? And she goes to me, oh, so essentially what happens next is there's going to be 3 more interviews. What? What do you mean? 3 more interviews? So I'm there scratching my head because I don't understand how a company can have essentially 4 interviews, right? You've got this preliminary call that you're finding out essentially everything that's on my CV already. And then you're saying to me, hey, there's going to be 3 more interviews. I mean, who in the right mind wants to go to 3 more interviews? I mean, I don't understand, brother. And this job, this isn't even any fancy job. It's not a fancy job. I'm not going to say in what industry this is. I just don't understand. I don't understand. It's not like I'm asking for crazy money either, you know. But anyway, that's that. Someone tell me, what is going on?
This picture showcases the feeling of getting a job in 2025. It's tough. The UK is pretty cooked right now. I mean, UK unemployment has hit its highest rate since the pandemic. I think conversations about the job market has crept up more, but this just showcases how screwed up it actually is. And there's probably some people out there saying, oh, people should have tried harder at school, should have gone to university and got a degree. Nope, because graduates are cooked too. In some cases, graduates are worse off. Just doing a bit of maths on this article here, there's one job per 70 people. It's just rough, there's no other way of saying it. Companies are spending less on creating new roles, investing in AI and recruiting internally. So now upcoming graduates are competing with graduates in the year above them, and then the year above them, and the year above them as well. And if you don't have relevant job experience, well, it's going to be even harder. And it comes back to the point is how are you going to get an internship where the intern work is being taken by AI? It's the $1 million question, people, that I do not know the answer to. Now, that's me ranting on, but I was lucky enough to start my grad scheme this year, which is part of my point that no matter how amazing your CV is, in a job market like this, you do need that small element of luck. So if you are looking for jobs at the minute in this absolute mess of a job market, all I would say is keep at it and understand that it's not going to be easy and you're going to need to apply to multiple different roles and it might take a lot longer than you'd anticipate it to, but it'll be worth it in the end. In the hope that eventually you'll get that small bit of luck that you need for hopefully getting this feeling.
What is going on in the UK with jobs? Do you know one of the most draining things about being unemployed? And yes, I've just woken up. That's why I look like a baghead. Is that I spent probably around 3 hours applying for one job over the space of like a few days because I applied the first time. Then they sent me this questionnaire to fill out and I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Then they sent me this things of like, what's your pronouns? And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll do that. Then they sent me a form that was very specifically about my ethnicity, like literally dead. Like, what nationality are you? English. Okay, what other national? British. Okay, what language do you speak? English. Do you speak any other? No, just English. Okay, but if you could speak another, I speak fucking English. That's all I speak. I'm sorry, but that's literally it. I tried speaking French and I couldn't fucking do it. I tried Spanish. I was shit. They then sent me a situational judgment test, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. Took me about an hour to do. You know, got me feedback. I passed. I was like, okay, so hopefully I'll be getting an interview now. No. They sent me another thing I have to fill out, which was a task thing, which would basically judge my personality. So I done it. That took me roughly about an hour and 10 minutes to do. So am I allowed an interview now? Nope. I've got to do another thing. And I'm like, this isn't for MI5, by the way. This isn't for like some high up job. This is for a job. Just a normal fucking job. What? When I was applying for jobs back in my day, literally used to be you send your CV, you know, you might have to do like a bit of a questionnaire and then you do an interview. You get told yes or fuck off. That's literally it. But now I'm having to fill out so many forms. And I know people are going to go, well, you're unemployed. This is what you have to do. You know, you're living off taxes. I've worked all my life since I was 16. This is the only time I've not worked from June till now, right? This is the longest I've not worked since I was 16. So it's quite shocking to me, right? And people say, oh, well, you know, just do it. It's you know, what else are you going to do with your time? I'm applying for more jobs. So the fact is that so many jobs are asking for all these things. I'm like, what? Can you not just do an interview and then you will literally be like, no, she's not right. Or maybe. Like, I don't mind doing these judgment tests or anything. But the thing is that a lot of the time they're like, what would you do in this situation? And I'm like, well, I don't fucking know because I'm not in the fucking company.
What in the economy is going on? I have just come across a TikTok of a lady who is a GP, as in a general practitioner for the NHS, as in she is a needed person. And like, we need GPs, right? Trying to get an appointment in this day and age is like trying to pull blood from a stone. I don't understand. She has just said that she's been made redundant or being made redundant. And I'm just thinking, this world is so cooked. Like, what? Listen, obviously I got made redundant, fine. But I had an admin role. And also my role was created. So to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it from the other side, you know, being made redundant for a role that was created, okay, fine. But a whole GP, because the practice can't afford to keep her. She's the only salaried GP there. What? Guys, this is scary. This is scary. The rate at which people are being made redundant, losing their jobs. Are we all going to have to become entrepreneurs? And then on top of that, HMRC is making it more difficult for small businesses, like in terms of tax and stuff. Like, everything is becoming so much harder. Well, in the UK anyway. I feel like this country is squeezing us and squeezing us and squeezing us until, like, I don't know, blood draws. I don't understand. This is so scary. This is very scary.
I'm on month 8 of being unemployed. And does anyone just feel like their life has just completely stopped? Like, I was talking to my fiance the other day and he was like, it sounds like you're just not allowing yourself to enjoy things. I'm going to try not to get upset. But basically, I was saying something like I had 20 things on like an autumn bucket list to do, and I didn't do any of them because I didn't feel like I was worthy enough to do them. As dramatic as that sounds, I just feel guilty for doing anything that's not job searching or anything to do with having a job. It just sucks because why is our self-worth so dependent on whether we have a job? Like, there is so much more to me than the job that I do, but not having one just makes me feel like literally worthless. And it's the rejections, I think, that, you know, they're not personal. Probably half the time people don't even read them. They're probably bots or something. But constantly being rejected really messes with you. And I keep saying to myself, I'm like, I don't think I have it in me to keep searching continuously anymore. Like, I'm burnt out from it and I just feel so bad about myself all the time. Anyone else feeling like this? Because it would be really nice to know.
I've come to a point in job hunting. I've been unemployed for a good few months now, and I'm looking at these job websites, listing posts, whatever, and they all just look like phantoms to me. Like, I've been ghosted, and now they're all just ghosts to me. I feel like it's becoming so useless at applying all these stupid ass jobs because no one is even getting back to me. No one is like replying, sorry you didn't get the job, or like even for feedback. And it's just, I feel like a ghost, and they also look like phantoms to me, and I'm just kind of done it. I don't know what to do, and I'm starting to getting really worried about this like jobless gap in my CV and stuff. And I thought I'd rant about it because I don't know if anyone is feeling the same way, that whoever's looking for jobs and applying for these jobs, they're also starting to look like phantoms. So yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yo, what is it with these job agencies and lying, bro? So I applied for this job, right? And they told me, yeah, it's 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, 8 hours, right? I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Is there work every day? Yeah, work's available every day. And, you know, it's a temporary to perm, so you work for 3 months on out through us, through the agency, then we'll get you on to working through the people full time. And that, yeah, okay, sound. And then what happens? You start going to the job, you get 1 shift, calm, good. You get 2 shifts, yeah, sound. 3 shifts, nice. 4th shift, there's no 4th shift. Okay? There's no 5th shift. Okay? So then you call them up, you're like, hang on a minute. You guys told me that you're gonna have work, you know, it's full-time work, 5 days a week, 8-hour shifts. So why is it I'm only getting 2 shifts a week, 3 shifts a week? Sometimes you're offering me 1 shift a week, bro. How, what? So I'm here looking for full-time work and you're giving me 1 or 2 shifts a week. What's the point? There's literally no point, bro. I don't get it. Why tell me the work's full-time if the work ain't full-time, bro? I fucking hate this country, mate. I hate it.
I hate when people ask me, what's your dream job? Buddy, my dream job is to be unemployed. My dream is to not have a job. I want money to smack me in the face like this while I'm on my couch. Hey. I don't want to work. You think 9 to 5 is a dream? You think working any job is a dream? What type of brainwash have they given you, bro? We got people making real bread, 2xing their money by guessing the unemployment rate. This is how people are getting money while I go work 9 to 5. What are you talking about?
Okay, you guys, seriously, there's a massive UK problem in the UK with unemployment. I have struggled my entire year with getting jobs, securing jobs, the right fit for me, etc. But in the gym, there's literally people my age group and above all day, every day in the gym as if they are completely unemployed. I am 100% sure they are, in fact, because it's the same people turning up any time of the day, same as me. It is ridiculous. I can't believe how bad the situation is, and it feels like nobody's doing anything about it. It feels like it's worsening, actually. I just feel super bad for people that are really young at the moment and, you know, have got no ways to support themselves. It is truly ridiculous.
The jobs market in the UK is really not a joke right now, and I'm sorry to anyone that's going through looking for a job, because it is really hard. Fortunately, I started working a few months ago, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about how hard it is. I feel like people that are going through it might feel alone. I did feel alone. It's tricky when you're spending all day writing CVs, writing cover letters, messaging recruiters to get ignored or get told no. You're spending hours on applications, submitting the application, then getting rebuffed by the AI straight away. You're trying to leverage your network. People are promising to help you, then they don't help you. You're spending your time trying to figure out how to adapt your CV to match a job. You're trying your best to apply for jobs you think you're more than qualified for. You're getting rejected. And it can become extremely, extremely disheartening and very depressing when you're spending all day, basically 9 to 5, like a job, spending your time applying for jobs and getting to the end of the day and feel like you're not getting any further because you don't have a yes or an interview. And a day of that is really hard. A week of that is terrible. A month can be destroying, where you're applying for stuff and applying you have qualifications and experience. You're applying for the right things, but you keep getting told no. And I think there's only so many rejection emails a human being can receive day in, day out before they start to feel like they are the problem and they are not worth anything. And it's something that I really struggle with people saying, don't worry, you'll get a job, but knowing you're applying for things you should at least get an interview for and not getting an interview is really tough. But I think it's just the state of the world and the economy right now, which doesn't make it any easier. I'm seeing people talking about being qualified senior managers applying for entry-level roles and still getting rejected. But I think that's still the part that makes it really tricky, is that if you're in a bad job or you don't like your manager or you want change or you need to move or you need more money and you're trying the best you can and applying as much as you can and doing all the right things, posting on LinkedIn, leveraging your network, messaging friends and family, using contacts, changing your CV for each job, writing cover letters, messaging people on the team, trying to have calls and still not getting anything, it's destroying, because at this point nothing you do can change the environment. And if no one is hiring, and I think a lot of companies now, salaries are low because budgets are lower. Lots of teams are having redundancies, they're not hiring. And if they are hiring, it's very specific. And typically, the jobs they post online, they already have someone internally they want to give it to. So it's kind of a fake post. I've also read about companies doing ghost posts, where they post about jobs online that don't exist just to get CVs in, and also for the recruiters to look like they have stuff going on. It's horrible. It's terrible. It destroyed me. I felt so sad and so lonely and so depressed. And I felt embarrassed and shamed about it, because all my friends were in jobs or doing great jobs or moving into new jobs. And it can feel sometimes like, is it just me? Am I the problem? Because I've had it where I was getting no's and rejections, but then I had friends who were looking for way shorter times than me and would leave their job or be looking to leave their job, apply for a role, and then within a month have a new job. And I just remember thinking, this must be that I'm the problem. But it's not you. You're not the problem. You will find a job eventually. Bear in mind, it's not you, it's the market, and all you can do is try your best. And at the end of the day, when it's the right time, you'll find a job. But again, I'm just saying I'm sorry. It's horrible, and I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about how emotionally draining it is. So I wish you all the best.
Jobs are actually starting to lie now. Like, you think you're lying on your CV, these people are lying. I applied for a job the other day that advertised itself as a trainee marketing position, trainee marketing coordinator, to be more specific. I applied and they called me and they said, you know, your CV looks great. We'd love to have you on for our interview rounds. We've got 3 rounds, blah, blah. Cool. I get on yesterday to the webinar, and it's a 10-minute webinar where this guy's literally talking at us. He's basically saying a lot about sales, which it said trainee marketing position. I need the job anyway. If this is sales, that's fine. Bit of a weird way to introduce it, but okay. Then he started talking about guaranteed salary, 25k, which on Indeed, they've advertised it as 26 grand to 28 grand. So another lie, but okay, fine. Anyway, we passed that round and we get on to round 2. That's this morning. And this morning it's more of a bigger interview. There's like 5 people, including the person that's interviewing. And he's basically asking us our goals and things like that. And he then starts saying about, oh, you get a guaranteed salary of £300 a week. What? If my calculations are correct, that's about 15 grand a year. That's not even an apprentice's wage. Like, that's not even minimum wage. Like, what are we really talking about here? And that's when I realized, okay, so this isn't a sales job in office. This is now a door-to-door sales, face-to-face job. You need to understand, it started off as a trainee marketing position. Like, how did we get from marketing to in-office sales to door-to-door face-to-face sales? Come on now, like, how many lies is that? You've lied about the job title, you've lied about the salary, you've lied about where and how I'll be doing this job, and now you've basically made this door-to-door sales as a glorified interview just for door-to-door sales. Like, is it really that hard to get people in? Waste my money, waste whatever, but don't waste my fucking time.
This video isn't going to magically help you find employment. This is a video for people that are scared to take the alternate route. I spent 2.5 years of my life searching for a job. I graduated 2.5 years ago. I spent some time in hospitality, so I wasn't unemployed. I was employed, just not in the employment that I thought I would be in. I graduated, then I went into employment in hospitality, then I quit to focus on applications. Money ran out, so I went back to hospitality. I pivoted and I pivoted. At one point, I was studying to be an English tutor in Vietnam, then I applied to do real estate in Dubai. Anything that you could possibly try and any way that you could pivot, I tried and I pivoted. 2 years later, since my graduation, I still was like, just my Excel sheet was so long to the point where it was just ridiculous. Which brings us to about maybe March, April of this year, where I got seriously inspired. And I really wish someone told me this sooner, but you can literally, in this day and age, you can monetize any skill that you have. Get creative with it, find a way to still make you slightly stand out, and you can genuinely monetize anything. So I started freelancing as a social media manager, and I kid you not, at the start, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't great. So you got some clients from the job place that I worked at, and then I got another client from a connection, another one from a connection, and there we go to what are we now, in November, 4 months down the line of summer, which is where I mainly started doing all the work, and I've opened my own little branding agency. Now this isn't a fix-all, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is not for everyone. One of these videos, I wish someone told me sooner that if something's not working out for you, think outside the box. I don't even know how I had the patience, but I spent 2 years applying to almost every single thing. 2 years of my life where every single day was basically just applying on LinkedIn. I don't even understand how it lasted that long. Which brings me to now and the position that I'm in now, and I honestly wish that I started this a lot sooner. Now, I'm not saying give up all your applications and go start your own business, because I don't know the position that you're in. I don't know the context of your life. But if you do have an idea and you do think that you can make something out of it, stop being scared and start now, because then you'll be in a position like myself thinking 2.5 years in, why did I wait so long? The amount of progress that I've done in 3-4 months, imagine what I could have done in the past 2 years if I would have thought to do this and I wasn't scared to do this sooner. I haven't posted on here in a very long time because of the stuff going on in my life. I just felt like it was weird posting on TikTok. Now I'm back and I finally have things to share with you guys. I finally have something to say to the world. God, that actually cringed me up. Stop being scared. Do what makes you happy. Night.
Why is it difficult to find a job in the United Kingdom right now? Before I talk about it, let me introduce myself. I'm Brian, Career Advice UK. I live stream every day, 4 a.m. Greenwich Median Time, talking about a variety of topics of how to find a job, how to update your CV, and how to prepare for redundancy, for example. If you have questions about anything career related, then please join me, 4 a.m. Greenwich Median Time. Thank you. So what is the reason now? Getting back to the question, why is it difficult to find a job in the UK? There are really a lot of reasons, but right now, the Office of National Statistics have come out to state that the employment rate has jumped from 4.8% to 5%. And depending on the definition you use for full employment, it can mean we're now at the threshold of where full employment ends. And this can mean that people who want to work and are searching for jobs may soon find that there is not a job available for them. This also means at 5%, it means that businesses are going to be more and more reluctant to hire because the cost of hiring is going to go up. And it also means that there's going to be a lot of competition for the fewer jobs that are open. So it really means that if you're going to start to look for a job, it means you really need to strategize and really look at each job that you're applying for. And some of the jobs that you may have been able to get an interview for a year or 2 years ago may not be ones that you get interviewed now. So then how do you maximize your time when searching for a job? My advice simply would be this: take the time to read the job description, match your skills. The more that you match with your skill set, the more likely you are to get an interview. So it means really taking the time to do it, find jobs that really closely align with your skill set, and making sure that your CV is clear enough, it's concise enough to highlight how you fit into the role. If you can do that, you should be, fingers crossed, hopefully able to get interviews and get a job. But remember, as the unemployment rises, the more competition there's going to be and the harder it's going to be for you. So if you like this video and you want to support it, please like. Otherwise, if you want to see more, please follow. Thank you for watching.
Let's talk about the truth behind this 5% unemployment. Because 5% isn't just a number, it's a warning sign. Job vacancies have dropped by nearly 20% in 18 months. More than 3 million people are in insecure work. 0 hours, temp contracts, gig jobs with no stability. Youth unemployment is rising again, and graduates are taking roles that don't require degrees just to survive and wages. They haven't kept up with inflation for over 15 years. This isn't a skills problem. This isn't a young people don't want to work problem. This is a broken Britain problem, where the economy is shrinking, jobs are disappearing, and companies are squeezing every penny out of workers who are already exhausted. People are doing everything right, studying, training, applying, but the system keeps pushing them down. So what needs to change? Britain needs secure, stable jobs, not more gig work. Wages must rise with real living costs, not fake inflation numbers. Companies must stop demanding 10 years of experience for entry-level roles, and the government must stop pretending the job market is recovering when people can't even get interviews. Because right now, Brits aren't just unemployed, they're losing hope, and no country can survive that. You've been watching Brit Rants. If you're struggling to find work or feel stuck in this mess, drop your rant below, because you're not alone, and none of this is your fault.